and welcome back to you all. Some of you who've been with us for the whole of lockdown and some who we are just welcoming back today.
Now we've put together a short video for you so that you can see what the school looks like now as we open up for more children coming back.
So let's take a look inside. Let's go.
The office area is still the same. However, if you do wish to speak to anyone in school, we would really like it if you could please telephone ahead of your visit and make an appointment.
Welcome to Early Years. As you can see, Early Years is slightly different in that we do have some tables organised. Now the tables are to help with social distancing and also the transition for our reception children who we are welcoming back to move into year 1. The room is still a great space, so there will still be time for the children to have carpet time and to play, and equipment will be organised so that each child has their own set, and of course washing will take place at the end of every day. The children will still come in and out of their normal doorway, and as you can see, water bottles will be individual and will be sterilised at the end of each day.
Hello boys and girls, it's Mrs. Miller here. I'm going to show you what our phase looks like now. So on the picture you'll see that there are some markers, and those markers are there to help us so that when we're lining up for the toilets, we can help keep our distance. So next I'm going to show you what our classrooms look like. So here is one of our classrooms now. You'll see that all the desks are spaced out and you've each got your own chair. On each desk you've got your own tray, and inside that tray are all the things you're going to need when you're in class or in your bubble. So you'll have things like your own whiteboard pen, coloured pencils, writing pencils, rulers, everything you can think of that you're going to need, they're in those trays. Here's one of our other classrooms, so you might not all be in lines, you might be different ways, but they're all spaced out to make sure that we're all keeping safe, keeping our distance, and that we can all have fun when we're in our bubbles. So again, here is just one of the trays that has all the things you need for you to get on with your work while you're in your bubble. The last thing I'm going to show you is just some of the signs that are around school. These are here to remind us all to keep our distance, what we need to be doing to keep safe in school, staying in our own bubbles. That will be your safe place in school. It'll be the only place you are aside from washing your hands and going to the toilet. I'm going to show you some of the things that are outside as well, so you know what to expect when you come to school. So here are some of the gates coming up now. They've got entry and exit gates. We are going to have a one-way system all around school. There will be markers for you to line up outside of school, so you will know what you need to do when you come in. So that's it from me, boys and girls. I hope this video has helped you to see what our school looks like now, and we can't wait to see you all in school soon. Bye now.
Hello boys and girls, I'm going to show you around Lower Key Stage 2 so you can see what it's going to look like when you come in next week for the Key Worker children. So in each classroom we have spaced out the tables. Each child will have their own table and chair with their own tray with their own resources in. Then on the carpet we have got 2 metre gaps so the children can see where they will need to stand when we line up. This is another classroom already. then we've got our third classroom all set up, ready for the key worker children on Monday. And then going out to along the corridor and out to the toilets. Again, 2 meters on the floor, as you can see where to stand, and then we've got our toilets. So we've got the tape up at the moment because it's been deep cleaned, and that's to let everybody know that it has been deep cleaned. When we come in on Monday morning, the tape will be taken down and the toilets can be used. So we've got the boys' toilets with 2 cubicles in there that can be used, and the girls' toilets where only 2 cubicles are going to be used. After each bubble have used the toilets, we will then have the toilets cleaned, ready for the next person to go in.
Hello, Upper Key Stage 2, it's Mrs. Ray here. Just a quick video that I'm putting together now, just to give you an idea as to what school looks like at the moment. I know some of you haven't been here for a while, so it's just to give you an idea as to how it looks when you do come back. So when you arrive at school in the morning, you will come in the yard this way, past the nursery part of the school. So you'll come into the yard and you will line up on these lines. Okay, you'll see lots of yellow lines around school at the moment, but if you can line up on the yellow lines just outside of the Upper Key Stage 2 doors, make sure that if you stand on one line and then the next person will stand on the line behind and so on, just to make sure that we keep the 2 meter distance from all the children. And then when you come in the morning, your teacher will be waiting for you at the door and they will give you direction as to when to come into the school building. When you leave the school, whether it's parents after drop off or it's children at the end of the day, if you can just make sure that you leave school via the gate that you can see in front of you that way, just to keep a one-way system in the yard and to make sure things run as smoothly as possible. So I'll take you into school now. There's not lots of changes, to be honest. Lots of yellow lines and yellow tape, but other than that, things are quite similar, so it's not too much of a shock, I don't think, for the year 5 and 6 phase. So we'll go up the stairs. Nothing different about the stairs, exactly the same. It's just making sure that when you do come up the stairs that you're keeping your distance from the person in front of you and from any people who might be behind you. When we get upstairs, you'll see that there's yellow tape on the ground. Again, these are just to remind you of a 2 meter distance. The tape is positioned 2 meters apart from each other. Oh, there's Martin. So we keep it, if you just make sure that you keep an eye on this tape to make sure that you don't get within 2 meters of anybody else. You'll notice it's very bare up here. There's no coats and bags on the pegs. That's because in the morning we ask that you take all belongings, whether it's packed lunches, your coat, whatever it is you've brought into school, we ask that you take that into the classroom with you and put it on the back of your chair. The toilets, Siobhan's just in the middle of cleaning, are all very similar. You can't use the hand dryers, we've turned those off, so we're asking that you don't use these, but that you use paper towels instead. And then inside the toilets, it's exactly the same, but we've just blocked off the middle toilet so that if 2 people do go to the toilet at the same time, they are 2 meters apart. So we'll go into phase now. Thanks. If we go in, we'll take you into Miss Laban's classroom because that's not being used by children at the moment. All the other classrooms are being used at the minute. And if we go into Miss Laban's classroom, you will see desks are very similar in the sense that they're facing the front of the classroom, but we've got fewer desks so that children can stay apart, and we've only got just one person sitting at each desk. And obviously each table has a seat, but it also has a tray full of resources such as paper and pencils, scissors, ruler, anything that you should need to use throughout the day.
Thank you for coming to watch the tour of our school.
And we hope to see you all soon. Bye!